What is up, y'all? We back with a new video. I'm gonna be talking about shadow work, bro. All right, what shadow work is, and it's actually very important to spiritual journeys, and how it's very important how you can actually do shadow work the proper way instead of how people say it online and blah blah blah. So make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. Even though I am one of them people online, I'm not one of them people that's trying to lie to you just for clicks and stuff online. I really do this shit for the fun, and I also do it in my, real life experiences. So I might have to move the spot. Hold on. Alrighty, so I won't be talking about too much, but the thing is, right? Oh my gosh, my nose is very runny for whatever reason today. But yeah, thing is, right? When it comes to shadow work is essentially retrieving all of your energy, all parts that's been fragmented of your soul. Like, it's literally just re-embodying everything that was forgotten, and not only forgotten, but also parts of you that are kind of wandering off unconsciously, right? So, right, soul fragments happen from trauma and stuff, right? It could be trauma, it could be any type of trauma. I'm not gonna go, which type of traumas, but it could be any type of trauma, right? And because you had went through that trauma and you can't stop focusing about it, now your soul has been fragmented. And now when you tap into that part of yourself that's been fragmented, now you're gonna have certain dreams about that trauma. You see what I'm saying? And if you don't integrate that fragment, you're going to also keep having these dreams or these feelings that aren't even real. You know what I'm saying? And these fragments also do kind of separate. No, I wouldn't say separate. It just has it to where people can gain more control over your energy because you're unconscious of that unconscious energy. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, what else? It's also integrating the parts of you that you may not accept, right? So if you feel like that you're not supposed to be this or you're supposed to be that, integrate all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Feel like you are and aren't supposed to do that. And not just that, also be able to transmute that feeling too, right? Just accept the feeling and transmute it, which that's what I've been doing when it comes to me. Like, I would used to feel negative, fearful thoughts that would try manifesting itself into my head just because it got an idea on how to manifest. But I would just be like, nah, we don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just made that fragment into more, it basically integrated that fragment, right? So yeah, that is that. What else? Come on. Dang, man, my nose is running, bro. I hate this. My bad, bro. And also healing, right? Healing is also a part of shadow work. What is that on the ground, man? No, I'm finding random stuff. Oh my gosh. Like, how do I say it? So, integrate all parts of yourself that's unconscious, because there's parts of you that may be within the astral or etheric plane that's just roaming around not knowing what to do, right? So if you're trying to lock in spiritually, or you're trying to lock in with creating something, make that fragment aware of what is happening now instead of what's been happening. You see what I'm saying? What else? And when it comes to integrating the parts of yourself you may or may not like, right? Like, for example, you may not like something that you've been doing that's been like making you mad, or, you know what I'm saying, having all these weird thoughts and whatever, or negative thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You have to integrate that and also transmute that. You know what I'm saying? Because you are everything. You just have to transmute what your aspect is, right? So yeah, that was a pretty short video on shadow work. Yeah, make sure you transmute, not only integrate, but transmute all the aspects of yourself that you may or may not accept to the aspect that you do want to accept. And also integrate all unconscious parts of yourself from within the astral, dream realm, or etheric plane, whatever you want to call it, right? So is there anything else? And also stepping more into your soul's nature. Stepping more into your soul's nature would definitely help when it comes to shadow work. Only mainly because of the fact stepping into your soul will definitely help shadow work, because your soul is going to naturally bring, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna naturally show you what's unconscious and what's roaming around or what's fragmented, stuff like that, just by simply giving you dreams where like you would have a nightmare or something, but you wouldn't do that same thing if it happened in real life. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this one. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and yeah, step more into your soul and spirit's nature, man. My nose has been real runny. I hate that, but yeah, we just meditated out here in nature, man. So yeah. And no, that's not the end of this video, because I had forgot to explain why it's important to do shadow work, right? So you want to do shadow work basically before you die, right? Because let's say you die with the mindset and the fragments you have right now, right? And then, you know, you're going to get shown everything that happens in your life. A being may try forcing you into coming back into this life, into making it seem like you need to come back into this life because you have so many fragments that haven't been integrated, or you have done so much stuff that hasn't been, you know, integrated or transmuted or whatever, right? Because when you basically implement these fragments, you basically change what happens in the past too. Which is why, like, if you integrate these fragments on a trauma that you had years ago, you're gonna suddenly just stop thinking about it. Like, you're not even gonna care about it. And when you tap into these fragments, you have to essentially make the fragment not only more aware, but to also go back to your true soul's nature, bro. All right, because most of these fragments are straight away from your soul. That's why it was fragmented to begin with. And what else? Not just that, but before you die, you want to have all your energy. You don't want to have just some fragment floating around in the astral realm or the etheric plane, still hurting other people or just being unconscious of its true nature, while yourself right here, you know what I'm saying, that's fragmented, is still in the divine plane or something, which can't happen even if your soul is fragmented, because the soul can be aware of the divine plane, but the spirit mainly resides within the divine plane, or it can't access it mainly. So yeah, you want to definitely have all your soul fragments so that you can have all your soul energy and all of your consciousness and your intentions and basically everything that you want, okay? Not just integrate them, but also transmute them. But yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and yeah, let's go.